So I hear you saying it's not something you're very comfortable talking about, and it's something that you don't talk to your family about. Tell me about a time when things were good between you and your husband.
Things were better with my husband before we moved here to New York State.
Okay. What do you think changed around that time?
When we moved to the States, we didn't have as much family support around us, which caused a lot of stress in our marriage.
Okay. Tell me more about your family supports. Who are they?
I have my children, obviously. My husband is essentially supposed to be there, but he really isn't there that much. But other than that, I only really have one other sister, and we don't really have a lot of communication anymore.
Okay. That can be tough not having those strong supports close by for you. What do you think could happen to improve your relationship with your husband?
Um, I feel like a lot of our relationship issues are the fact that he just wants me to be home, doing all the household chores as well. And he doesn't really want me to go out of the house because he's so stressed with his own work that like when he comes home, he doesn't want to help with the chores.
Okay. That sounds like it's a lot on you. It sounds exhausting.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. But it sounds like, we talked about it at the beginning, some of the issues with your kids are improving. So you've been doing a really good job with that and, sticking to what you need to do for them. So that's really good on your part. Um, why don't you tell me what what you guys like to do together as a family?
Well, we usually spend a lot of time doing like Dia de los Muertos as a family because that's a really big holiday for us.
Hmm.
Um, and then other than that, we mostly cook. Well, we don't cook together really, but we do like to have dinner as a family.
Okay. Okay. Tell me about your relationship with your parents.
They weren't very happy when I moved to the States. They kind of disowned me at that point, which is mostly why I just have a relationship with my sister. However, that's kind of strained too because she's still out of the country and I'm here.
Okay. Wow, that must have been really hard to lose your parents in that manner, knowing they're still there, but then not having them as a support. Um, what do you do currently to cope with, you know, the stresses that you have in your life?
I guess mostly just trying to spend time with my kids when we can. Um, Obviously, I've thought about going back to work, and I
Hmm.
think that that would be beneficial for me, just being out of the house because being at home is pretty upsetting, especially with everything that's been going on with my husband.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hear, it's been stressful with your husband, but you like one of your coping strategies is spending time with your kids, and you would like to get out of the house more, to have some more autonomy and, um, more of a break from just what happens in the home. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Um, so like I mentioned before, I just what's important to me is that you and your kids are safe. And I want to make sure that, I can help you in whatever way I can. What would you need from me to help you and your kids be safe?
I think it would be really helpful for my husband to get some help with his anger. Um, a lot of his stress comes from moving here, and we don't really have like a lot of support system.
Hmm.
So, and then he's over, like he's doing all the work for us, so he just gets angry about that situation in general. So I really do think that like some kind of anger management counseling would be good for him.
Okay. How do you think he would feel about that?
I think he would be really angry about the fact that I'm talking about this with other people. And I think that he would feel like I'm taking away from his manlyhood by asking
Okay.
for him on his behalf.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand that. It can be hard for men to accept when they need help sometimes, and especially, if there's those traditional, gender roles in play. Um, so that sounds like, you know, that's something I would like to help you guys with. Um, I would hope that we could maybe get him on board with that as well over time, maybe. Um, do you think he'd be willing to come in and do like a joint session with us at any time?
I don't know. Like I said before, he doesn't really like, we don't really talk about this kind of stuff. It's kind of private to us.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can, I hear that it's private for you guys and, you know, that's important to you. Um, what are the goals you see for your family in the long run?
I just want us to get back to a healthier state in our relationship with our family. I'd like to get some positive like supports in our life that are
Hmm.
here and easily accessible to us.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like something that would be helpful for you guys overall and maybe build some sort of sense of community to help you with the lack of supports that you feel that you have currently. Um, it's like I said, it's tough when you don't have those people that you can rely on. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's been pretty tough since coming here.